A lot of times I wake up in the morning not knowing where I'm headed or what the day will bring, but not this morning. This morning I knew exactly where I wanted to go. You see, there's this cave. It's up high on the side of a mountain, not too far from the house. It's been calling my name for a while. I've seen it before, but I've never tried to get to it. Today, that's going to change. I don't know if I'll make it, but I'm sure going to try. I'm packing a lunch, everything I need to brew a hot cup of coffee, and I'm making a day of it.
Onward and upward. That way.
I used to come up here quite a bit, but really, it's quite a long ride. There's a little two-track road that goes up there, and really it's been kind of too hot. You come up this side canyon over here, you drive by an old homestead, and the temperature, I think it was only about 49 degrees, maybe 50 degrees. So it's beautiful, beautiful out. Yesterday it rained part of the day, so everything's pretty fresh. It didn't rain that hard, but we did get a little moisture, which is amazing what this desert can do with a little bit of moisture. So I brought Bonnie and I brought all these male dogs. I'm gonna go up this side canyon and I'm gonna hang a game camera. There's also a cave up here, and if I can get to it, it's way up on the side of the mountain. I've seen it before riding by, but I've never been to it. So I'm gonna try to get up there to it. I've been smoking these cigars. I try not to smoke, but maybe 2 a day. Actually, they help me with my ADD, because I do have a touch of ADD. It reminds me of my dad's dad, my grandpa. My grandpa, he was an old-fashioned guy, wore khaki dickies, I guess. It's pants and shirts. Always had I called it a derby hat. I'm not sure what it was. Always had a derby hat, wore Brogan boots. Big man, real big man. I guess he took advantage of my mom and dad when they were young. So my mom didn't like to have anything to do with him. Thing I remember is when my first kid was born, would have been his great-grandchild. He showed up at the house, just showed up at the house. Said, I heard I had a great-grandkid born. I took Amber, my oldest daughter, she's 44 years old now. I took her out, she was just a little bitty thing. And he held her and looked at her and got in his truck and drove off. I never seen him with a full cigar. He always had just a little part of a cigar hanging out of his mouth. And I don't have a lot of memories about him. Years ago, my mom was gone out of town. Somewhere, she was gone, but he came by the house. We lived on a ranch out there in the middle of nowhere, really. And he came by, and I was in 9th grade, I guess. And I went and helped him load the backhoe up and boom it down and everything. And then he took me back to Dad. Told my dad, he's the best help I've had in a long time. He was a rough old dude. I mean rough. Kind of a funny story. I guess, I don't know, I probably shouldn't share this, but I will. When he passed away and they had a funeral, he had a whole nother family that came in from Arizona. Showed up at the funeral. My dad had some half brothers and stuff he didn't even know about. Oh, that's something. It was different back in those days. We're gonna go right up through there and then turn right in that big canyon. It's been years since I've been up here. I don't know if you've seen my Geronimo Cave video. If you haven't, I'll put a link in the description down below the video. But I explained in that video that rumor had it that the cavalry or the soldiers ran Geronimo into that cave. And they never could find him. And they think, the rumor has it that there's an exit to that cave on this side of the mountain somewhere. Now, I've never heard of anybody finding it, but it's a good story. They call these mountains the Robledos. On the other side, back over that way, on the other side is the Rio Grande River. And an old trail that came way out of Mexico to Santa Fe. I believe they called it the Camino Real del Norte, the highway of the north, or road of the north. And when the Spaniards were in here, they had a camp down at the foot of this mountain. And there was an old priest, I think priest or padre, whatever you want to call him. But I think he died over there. And his name was Robledo. So they named these mountains the Robledos. We're going to travel up this canyon, see if I can find that cave. Ooh, I think I see it. I don't think there's any way I can get to it. Maybe. I'll see. Right there. It's where I want to put it. It'll shine. It'll shine. It'll point down into this little canyon right here. Anything goes up and down it, I should get a picture of. I'm going to put it on video mode too. Let's see where I can tie this mule up at. She's getting a little heavy on me. She don't want to go very much. I don't know what her problem is. Being lazy. She's never been lazy before. See, I can go on my OnX Maps and I'll mark this location. You can get the app, and remember, I'm going to add a waypoint right here. Remember, you can use this code right here and save 20%. I love OnX Maps, and they sponsor me, but they're a good company, and they have a really good product. They even have an icon for it to be a trail camera. Save. Right there, easy as that. Come back in a month, see what we got. We're pretty far in here. I don't think we have to worry about anybody bothering it. I hope not. It's the biggest fear of mine is you leave one of these cameras down, and they're not cheap. And I got it set on video. It'll film a 2-minute video. Worry about people stealing them, but you know, that's a risk you gotta take, I guess. They make these big old boxes you can put on there too. Those dogs are trailing.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Well, I wasn't talking to you.
Okay.
Siri. You're getting like Agnes. You're just gonna sit still while I do my work. I don't have to tie you up. Thing about it, you drop the reins and drop your lead rope. Even if they try to run away, they can't. They keep stepping on it, and they can't hardly get away from you. I say that, but follow me. There's that cave hole. Right up there. Not real sure how I can get to it, but I think I can. Maybe not on Bonnie, but on foot. I want to look in it. It's just, I remember seeing it years ago and always thinking I wanted to get up there and see what's in it. So I think if I continue up, stay up out of the bottom, because the bottom's rougher than snot, and kind of edge out, I might be able to just tie Bonnie up to that tree, and then I'll hike my old fat butt up there. Oh, easy. Maybe it's the one where Geronimo came out, you think? I'm gonna have to go see that bluff right there, that fall. Kind of get around that way. Maybe if I got all the way up and got on top, it'd be easier just to climb down to it. I don't know. I'll have to see. But I'm going to see. I'm going to look in. Gonna lead her right up through there and then tie her to the tree right over there, and then I'm gonna hike across and up. Maybe we'd be better off to go up one more ledge. cool right now, but you still got to be careful when you're putting your hands in handholds. Make sure you don't stick it where a rattlesnake is. Let's go look at that cave. There it is, right there. Been a lot of fires in there. Well, that's pretty cool. Be a good hideout for sure. You could see everybody coming for miles around. But you could sure see them coming before they even got here, and you'd have a lot of time to make a plan. What are you guys worried about? What are you worried about? Mr. Rusty Boy! Comes a helicopter. I hereby name this Victorio Cave. The other side is Geronimo's Cave. This side is Victorio Cave. It's not much of a cave, but it's not bad. It wasn't as bad to get here as I thought it would be. Going down might be a little bit harder. What's up, Rusty? My gosh. No. Come here, old man. Old booger. He's the granddaddy of all these dogs, except Jack and Bosco and Bean. He's the daddy of Uno, Timmy, and Al. All right, see if I can get off this mountain. Eat a little lunch. Maybe even have a little coffee. I'm prepared this time. Still don't have my packaging done, but when I get it done, I'm gonna offer it to everybody. My coffee, that is. Man. Wonder what the poor people in the big cities are doing today. Hey! Quit it! You see, I'm the leader of this pack. I don't allow no arguing. Bing! have today? Oh, we have fajita meat. You know, I was right on the other side of this mountain about 2 months ago. There was a lady that was taking care of her grandkid, or grandson. And they have to take the kid down, leave him down there to catch the bus. A lion came in and killed her little dog. She said she threw stuff at him and everything, or her. And the lion didn't care, just sat there and killed her dog, drug it off, and ate it. Well, she got my number. And she called me that night. And I told her, I said, I'll be there tomorrow morning. And I took the dogs up there the next morning. And we trailed that little lion up, caught it, and I dispatched of it. It was real skinny, real poor. It was a sub-adult, probably about 5 months old, 6 months old maybe. I mean, I hated that I had to do that, really, for such a young lion. But it was getting bad habits. Killing some lady's dog in their yard. And then she was scared to death to even go down to the bus stop to leave her kid. So I shot it, and I took it to the Game and Fish. I didn't want to tag it. It was a depredation. I didn't have a depredation permit, but I didn't have time to go get one either. I took it to the Game and Fish, and they took it, and they said I did the right thing. So they were really, really nice. They had no problems with me doing that. That was just right on the other side of this mountain. There's a couple houses in there, but they're behind a locked gate that goes along the side of the river there. This is almost as comfortable as my chair at home. I quit watching regular television. I guess I call regular television, well, I quit watching cable and everything probably, it had to be 10 years ago. And then I quit, I still watch Netflix. Like, I'll watch Tulsa King. I like that. And I'll watch some football games. But as far as, and I'll watch a documentary from time to time. But most of the time I watch YouTube. You know, I make YouTube videos and I like to watch them. There's a guy on YouTube called Dry Creek Wrangler School. And he's younger than I am. He's an older cowboy. Man, and he fits the part. He looks just like a cowboy, just like you'd picture what an old cowboy should look like. And I watch him and listen to him, and he made a video not too long ago about a Robert Service poem, The Men Who Don't Fit In. And I remember that poem was something I read years ago. And it made a lot of sense to me. It kind of fit what I do. And he also, you know, he's kind of a philosopher type guy. And he has some really good content. He also does some stuff with mules and horses and things like that. It's called Dry Creek Wrangler School. Pretty cool dude. And then there's another YouTube channel, and it's a young couple. Real nice looking young couple. They ride mules, and they hunt and fish and go out in the woods and stuff. And it's called Mountain Built. And I don't know if it's B-U-I-L-T or just B-L-T, Mountain Built, I think. I'll put links to them down below. But they do some pretty cool things. They go out on mules, and they're a young couple, and it's pretty neat to see a young couple doing stuff like this, you know. Not many of us left. Yeah, that Robert Service poem, The Men Who Don't Fit In. Always even when I was a kid, I was always getting out and going places. Always on some kind of adventure. Man, that's a good cigar. What is it called? I have no idea what that says. Las Ole. Ándale pues. Es muy bueno. That was a good day. I enjoyed that. If you guys get a chance, watch another one of these videos right here or right here and subscribe. That helps. Thanks for watching. Until next time, onward and upward.